Alright lads, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be breaking down the Kilo 141 and the M13. Now first of all, what I want to get out of the way is that you can use this in Warzone, you can use this in multiplayer. You can use this against bots, it doesn't matter. These guns, these stats and the screenshots you're about to see will work for any mode. It's just basically the bare Kilo versus the bare M13. There's no class setups in this video. I won't be comparing any attachments, but I can tell you that at the end there will be a playlist for my Warzone class setups, and if you want to see any of my multiplayer class setups that I've done, they will be linked. Well, they won't be linked, but you can go to the the playlist section on the channel. While you're there, hit the sub button, and if you want to see any of the multiplayer class setups, that's where they will be, or any montages, something sick like that, that's where that is. Obviously Cold War is going to be coming out soon, so this is going to be my last video before Cold War. I'll be bringing out a video tomorrow on Friday, just thanking everyone for 100 subs, and we'll be talking a bit, and we'll be looking for some ideas on what to do for Cold War. So obviously if you have any ideas, even if you're not subscribed, hit that sub button now and then watch the video tomorrow and drop some comments, But we're going to get into it. We're going to pull up the first screenshot. That's the Kilo 141. You can see it right there on your screen, smack bang in the middle, nice and big for you. The Kilo 141. I'm gonna, first of all, if you're new to these kind of videos, I'm gonna break down all the things you see on your screen. That's what I do, and then I go over them at the end. And instead, like right now, see the way you can see Kilo 141. You can see ADS movement down the bottom. You can see reload speed, tac to sprint speed. Yeah, I will say out all them numbers, and I will do the same for the M13. And then I will do a conclusion kind of video where I will say like ADS. And then I would say, like, let's just say, for example, I would say ADS, and then I would say M13, meaning the M13 has better ADS. So that's the kind of video it's going to be. It's going to be very good, very informational. I already know the answers to this, so you're going to see it play out. It's pretty good though. Starting with the Kilo 141, the fire rate there up the top right of that little screenshot, it says 751 RPM, meaning it shoots 751 rounds per minute. The ADS speed, now this is going down to all those different information things down the bottom. We're going to go down the left side and then down the right side. So the ADS speed, the aim down sight speed, is 238 milliseconds. The movement is 4.659 milliseconds. We're very, very precise over here. Reload speed, 2.36 seconds. Tac sprint to fire is 392 milliseconds. So like when you're triple sprinting. The hipfire area 16.5 pixels squared. ADS movement 2.36 meters a second. Pretty good. That's half of what our normal movement is. So when you're aim down sight with this gun, it's only half, about half, a bit more than half I think, but that's still pretty good. So it only slows you down by 50% when you aim down sight. The bullet velocity is 720 meters per second. Pretty good, pretty nice. The mag size, that means, for anyone who doesn't know, it goes 700. If you shoot a bullet in 1 second, it will travel 720 meters. That's just for anyone who doesn't know. Mag size 30, sprint to fire time 263, and then open bolt delay 0 milliseconds. I won't be including open bolt delay in the rest of this because both of them have 0 milliseconds. Open bolt delay is just how long after a shot, like with a sniper, before you cock the bolt back. So none of these have bolts, so I'll be leaving that out for the rest of the video. Now, there's not much to be said right now. I can tell you that they're both very, very good guns, and they have surprisingly a lot in similar, apart from the fire rate. So we're going to move on to the M13. I'm going to get rid of that screenshot and pull up the M13. With the M13, you have a fire rate of 890.5 rounds per minute. So that's more than it's a bit less than 100, but we'll just say it's 100 more rounds per minute. That's a lot. In all the AORs I've done between the Kilo, the Grau, the M4, the AMAX, that has been the highest fire rate AOR I've seen. So a little bit to go on there. The aim down sight speed 238 milliseconds. Movement 4.671 milliseconds, or meters per second I should say. So with I'll leave the breakdown for a minute. The reload speed 2.37 seconds. Tac sprint to fire 392 milliseconds. Hipfire area 16.5 pixels squared. Again, both the same. All AORs have the same without any attachments. Aim down sight movement 2.39 meters per second. Bullet velocity again 720 meters per second. Mag size 30. Sprint to fire time is 263 milliseconds. Open bolt delay 0 milliseconds. I know I was going to say I left it out, but you know, it is what it is. So now I'm going to do like a little conclusion thing, where I basically call out all those same, let's call them titles, all those different categories of the gun, whether it be fire rate, movement, reload speed, and I will call them out and make a list, and instead of giving you a number or something, I will tell you which gun has the better. So it's just a comparison of the two things we went through basically. So for fire rate, the M13 wins by about 100 rounds per minute. The aim down sight speed is actually equal. The movement speed, so how fast you can move with the gun out in your hand, goes to the M13. The reload speed goes to the kilo by 1 second, so it's only faster by 1 second, but look, that could be the difference, okay? Attack sprint to fire is equal, hip fire area equal, aim down sight movement goes to the M13, bullet velocity again equal, mag size equal, sprint to fire time equal, open bolt delay equal, because they have no bolt. Now, if I didn't put open bolt delay on the screen, I told you why, but you know, I just wanted to make the text nice and big for you to see. Now, what happens when I put the title of kilo on the left and M13 on the right, and I get rid of everything that was equal, and then on the left, underneath the kilo, I put down everything that the kilo is better at, and then obviously we still have to go through damage now, but then on the right I put up the M13 and everything that the M13 is better at on the right. You can clearly see that, you know, I don't know, the M13 is a bit more mobile. That's safe to say. Kilo can reload faster, and the fire rate on the M13 is very, very good. But with fire rate comes a lot of recoil to control. So we've got to move into the damage and the ranges and the bullet drop off. Okay, so we're gonna have to get rid of that for a minute. So far, my head is thinking that the M13 is the better gun. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not being biased. I prefer using the kilo, but the M13 is looking very equal because I didn't know it shot has a faster fire rate and it shoots 100 more shots in a minute. So if you were to keep shooting with both guns for a minute, that would shoot 100 more. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's the most I've ever seen, like I said. Okay, but moving on. We're going to pull up the kilo on the left again, and the M13 on the right. Now, the kilo on the left is going to be the close range kilo, and then the M13 on the right is going to be the close M13. So close range, you can see on the screenshot, there'll be 3 different things on the kilo, and we're on the one left, so it's 0 to 30.5 meters. That's what's considered close range for the kilo. Whereas if the M13, it's 0 to 37 meters, so its close range is a few meters more. Not a big like difference, but you know, that's considered the M13's close range. Starting off, the kilo does a headshot of 42 damage, a chest, a stomach, and an extremities are all 28. Now the M13 does 36 to the head, which is 6 less damage. Okay, not too much. Chest 24, stomach 24, extremities 24. The same thing. So with both guns, they both have in common that usually with guns it would be like extremities is like your arms and your legs. That would do the least damage. Then the stomach does like a little bit more, and then the chest does a bit more, and then the head does the most. Okay, that's just common sense. But with these guns, they actually follow the same pattern. So no matter where you hit on the body, it does the same damage, except for if you hit the head, it does a bit more. Now, I think again in close range the M13 is still better. It does less damage, but you're shooting 100 extra shots in a minute. Now that might not, like that would literally would only be about 3 or 4 extra shots if you were shooting at somebody. If you both started shooting the exact same time, it would only really be about 3 or 4 extra shots. But if you can get them off, those 3 or 4 extra shots, and if you can get them to the head, it would be dominating the kilo because it's not getting them 3 shots off. Now it's even harder to hit them in the head though, so you know, even if you hit them in the body, you're still winning that fight at close range. Because it's just if you both shoot at the same time, both hit the exact amount of shots, even if you miss shots with the M13, you can still come back because it shoots faster. You get me? And it's only 4 damage that you're losing out on. So, you know, I think the M13 close range is a well better gun, if that's me being honest. And I'm not being biased, because I'd never use the M13. Sometimes I do for class setup videos and stuff like that. Like, I haven't maxed out, but I would never use it over the Kilo. The Kilo would be my tournament gun, but I'm starting to think differently. Okay, moving on now to the long range. You can see these two new screenshots are up. For the long range, well, first of all, the Kilo's on the left and the M13's on the right. Now, long range for the Kilo is considered 55 meters plus, but long range with the M13 is considered 37 plus meters. Now, that's not good for the M13. That's where it takes a hit and the tides start to turn. So, I'm going to try and go through it as best as I can. The headshot with the Kilo, over here on the left, is 27 damage. The chest, stomach, extremities, 18 damage. Now, with the M13, again, it does more damage to the head, and it does one more damage to the head and one more damage to every other part of the body than the Kilo. But that's at 37 plus meters, you know, and it will drop off more than that. Maybe it doesn't, but I think it would. So, and at that range, man, if you can hit them, that's 37 meters. If you pull that up to about 50 meters, you might only be doing 17 damage, one less instead of one more. So, I don't know what I think about it being long range. And long range, it's harder to hit the shots, because you have 100 extra rounds per minute. So, there's different ways to be looking at this. And I think, like, this is all the information I have, by the way. So, I think after going through all the information, my conclusion would be that the M13 dominates mid-range because it has a faster fire rate. I wouldn't say it dominates close range, because I wouldn't see it competing with an MP5, an MP7, or even for that fact an Uzi, a ground loot Uzi. I don't think it would. But so therefore, I'd say it dominates mid-range. Really, like, that's its area of expertise, is mid-range. It's not. No other gun is beating it at mid-range. Now, the Kilo dominates long range because it has that slower fire rate. The M13 though has harder recoil, and the Kilo has easier recoil. Now, if you put that's not really a thing, because the M13 has harder recoil because it has a faster fire rate, which just means it's kind of hinting at you that it's not going to work at really long ranges unless you have some serious recoil control. If so, it might just work. You might just be able to control the gun, but is it worth learning to control the recoil pattern for that gun, like, due to its damage? You know, is it even worth learning all that just to find out that the damage is shit? You know what I mean? So you could be the best guy, you could never miss a shot, but just because the gun isn't meant for that range, the damage isn't going to help you. You get me? With the M13, it's a bit easier to hit those long 100, 150 meter, 200 meter shots. You get me? So I would say, like I just said, use the M13. Maybe pair it with a sniper and avoid close range fights. Maybe pair it with a shotgun and dominate close range with the shotgun. Dominate mid range with the thing, and just, you know, try not to get into long range fights. And then I would say with the with the Kilo, try and run it with for long range. Definitely run the Kilo for long range, along with an MP5, MP7, shotgun, you know, AA12 or the Jack 12 in this. Definitely. And I'm sorry I don't have any Warzone gameplay in the background. Not one gun, by the way, is better than the other. It just depends what you want them for. So don't be coming into the comments and asking me what gun is better, because I really can't tell you. I would be biased and say the Kilo if you do ask me. But then if you, even in the other video, someone was asking me why the Grau versus Kilo. I prefer the Grau over the Kilo. I think I do. I don't know. They're very tight guns, but I think the Grau just does it for me. Just easier recoil, you know. And I'm on mouse and keyboard. I'm only on mouse and keyboard like a year. I know that, like, I sweat the game and all, but still it's hard to control recoil. It's probably the hardest thing to do. And track, probably. For me, in anyway. But look, I'm talking too much. If the video was useful, man, just hit that like button, man. That's all I gotta say. Hit that sub button even. In the bottom right, you can see the wolf logo. You tap that, you're subscribed. Just like that. Well, a pop-up comes up, then you have to accept the pop-up, and then you're subscribed. So, you know, just do yourself a favour, man. Stay informed. Cold War's coming out in a few days. You want to know the meta? You want to know the best class setup for a sniper on day one, that's why you gotta sub. We're gonna be coming with. Do we take requests, man? Let me know down below your Cold War requests, or even if you've any Modern Warfare requests, I'll listen. But this is a quick video. Last video again on Modern Warfare multiplayer. That's why we're gonna come with a bit of multiplayer. But you know, maybe it's not so bad. I gotta go. Have a good day.